Today we're actually going to look at a smaller Dawless Techno setup. I guess that's going to be today's video. Are you ready for that? Let's go do it right now. Yo, check it out, I'm Minilogue Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. If this is your first time here, do not hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Hang out till the end of this video, I'll tell you all about Patreon, Discord, I'll tell you about who the new patron is, I'll tell you all about what's going on. We're talking about a smaller Dawless Techno setup. Is it going to be cheap? Probably not. But what I found is that if you're going to up the ante and you're going for the next step, there's a lot of boxes around the $600, $700, $800 euro mark that are cool, but I think that the sort of like pinnacle in your setup needs to be a little bit more advanced. So looking at an MPC, looking at an Octatrack perhaps, which we are going to look at today, I think that's going to get you far, because those are boxes that can actually do a lot in a small form factor. You can stick samples in there, you can just do MIDI from there. So today we're actually going to look at a smaller setup. Now this started when I got comments saying like, you've got so much stuff, I mean it's cool to do a Dawless thing, but a lot of people can't afford all the gear that you have. I do understand and I do hear that. I've been doing this for a while, so I have collected a lot of stuff that works for me, obviously, but I can imagine that if you're starting out or you want to upgrade to the next level, this is not so much going to be a beginner sort of setup, but it's going to be small. One thing that's also a problem when you're doing Dawless sets is gas, or at least the fact that you want to travel lightly, but you end up buying more and more stuff, you know what I mean? So this setup, however, is something that you can travel with. If you act smart enough, you can even stick it on your hand luggage. So travel is going to be easy. And you can do a lot with just 2 boxes. So the Octatrack, and a firm favorite of mine that gets you there fast in terms of sound design is going to be the Korg Minilogue XD. It's back on the table. So I'm going to go in, not surgically, but I'm just going to get there fast. So today's video is going to be like, can you make a techno track pretty fast with those 2 boxes? Yeah, let's see if we can do that. You ready for that? Let's go do it. Let's head over to the live set and let's make it work. All right, so as said, we've got the smallest of small setups here, the Octatrack Mark II and the Minilogue XD. What I'm going to do is I've got like drums set up on my Octatrack. I'll probably go over them quick fast. And I'll just let you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of like sound design a certain sound. It's a get there fast kind of vibe. When you DJ, and I DJ a lot, I do Dawless stuff, but I also DJ a lot. So what I love about the DJing aspect is the rudimentary sort of like get there fast. You play a track, instant reaction from the crowd, so it's cool. You would love to do that with a Dawless setup as well, especially if you're making techno. Now, there's a lot of guys and girls that are using the Octatrack. I'm also using it for certain reasons. I'm liking it. So what we have, I've got my Bank 7 here. Bank 7, it's got some sort of a drum beat going. And I'm using the Octatrack in quick mute mode, which means that turning stuff on and off. Track 1 is the bass drum, track 2 some sort of a loop, track 3 is a drum roll that I've got mapped to scene B, so it only plays if I'm opening up the crossfader. Channel 4, track 4 is also some sort of a loop, track 5 is the hi-hat, track 6 is a sample, and that sample is adamant for this kind of sound that I'm trying to do today, because out of my effects and drones pack, there is some sort of an atmospheric sample that I'm using, so I'm gelling the drums together. Channel 7 is going to be my right cymbal, and channel 8 is going to be the master channel out. So out of the 8 tracks, I'm only using 7 for audio. 8 is the master track, because I'm doing certain things which, if you follow this channel, you know by now. There is a cutoff filter on the kick, so opening this up means there's a drum roll starting, but at the same time the kick is losing low-end content, so there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's different scenes, so I got different effects that I can use. Let's play the drums slowly, shall we? I'll start with what I have, because then it's going to make sense. On track 6, as I said, there is a drone in the background that I've got filtered down. So I'll go to channel 6, go to effects 1, I see that the filter width is on 72. So if I was to enter my setup or my songs or my whatever you, this is how I would set up the track to start. As you can hear, track 1, this is my kick drum, because I think that's always easy to find. And I determine how high the filter is going to play, listening to how the kick is. This kick is pretty much on the mid-range. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in the kick, as you can hear. A bit plasticky, a bit gummy. Okay, kick out, let's play a drum loop. Now I've already opted to just like find something on the Minilogue XD that I'm going to go and play once I connect this to this. I've already got it connected, but it works in such a way that the MIDI here, channel 1, that's where I've connected the Minilogue XD. I'm gonna get that in a second. Kick back in. Nice. Now, playing the Minilogue, opening it up here. I've got an initialize patch, so I'm going to start this sound from scratch. Now, I love this synthesizer because you get there pretty fast. This is a synthesizer that does the trick pretty neatly, and I love the fact that it does what it does. Now, okay. That's going to be the chord. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is to set this up. This is on channel 1, MIDI channel 1. I've got the MIDI out connected to the MIDI in on the Korg Minilogue XD, and you have to understand that the Octatrack is not so much a MIDI machine like an MPC or anything else. I mean, it does a few notes. It is somewhat cumbersome in the MIDI department if you want to play polyphonically more than, and you want to have rich chords. You're probably going to end up using multiple MIDI channels to do so. And I think that the Digitact is a bit the same. Let me know in the comment section if I'm right or wrong. Now, but for techno, I'm just not gonna overthink this. I wanna get some sort of like hug the bass bin, hug the speaker kind of vibe going. So what I would like to do is I'll go in MIDI. So I'm pressing MIDI here. I'm going to go to my channel 1. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm going to press function and up and down, I can now choose between different things that this whole bottom row can do. The tracks are the different tracks that I got here. Chromatic means that now there is a keyboard. So it means that this is also here. So I can play the keyboard from the Octatrack. And in that sense, I can record it in. Now, what I would like to do is go in a little bit like that Beardman kind of vibe, that kind of techno label, if you know the Beardman sound. I love that sound. I love what they're doing. So their sort of like sound plays. As some sort of a sound. We need to just like dress it up a little bit, but let's see if we can record it in. So you see the blinking light means that I'm recording. 4, 1, 2. So I've got like 64 steps of 4 bars. So I'm going to record it straight in, like so. Nice. No rocket science there. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go out of record mode, and you can see all the notes are being recorded. Second page, third page, fourth page. So everything is in. The trick that I love about this is I'm going to take this out because I'm going to start hitting notes. Now all of a sudden I'm also manually entering notes in. You don't want to do that. So I can jam around with it now. So all of a sudden I've got this small setup, but still it looks very interactive. This sound sounds like caca, right? So let's see if we can get it to do something else for us. What I would like is a little bit more of a gritty sort of sound. So I'm going to look at the oscillators. That's one here. This is the mixer, so now there's nothing playing. Let's just play that sound in solo, can we? Yes, we can. Okay, there's nothing here, so. First oscillator, I'm going to look at the waveform. Let's say we go for a square right here, right? Listen. The other one. Yeah, I'm going to go in for a pulse, maybe. No, square this up, pulse this up. Cool. Okay. Tune it a little bit so we can get some sort of that Reese type vibe going. Play around with the envelope. I play around with the filter setting as well. So that if we play the filter, there you go. Starts to sound a little bit more gritty already. There are two oscillators on this thing, and then there is a oscillator on which you can stick your own sort of like waveforms. And the community for this synthesizer is absolutely amazing. A lot of people just create different sort of like textures that you can embed in here. I, however, have not used it that way. I literally just got this new one out of the box, as the one that I have broke down, unfortunately. So this has been a while since I've been tampering around with this synthesizer. Now let's see. We've got drive right here, because obviously we always like to pick a fight with whoever. So let's see how this metabolizes with the drums. Yeah, I'm liking that. Now I'm going to shorten the notes, obviously. And I'm going to lower the filter on the sound that I got here. So out of that pack that I have, the effects and drones pack, I'm going to go into my audio page. The Octatrack's got two pages, a MIDI page on which we were, and we recorded the note just now. We go back out, and then track 6, 1, 2, we're playing drums. 6 is that. Now, I would like to get it out of the way a little bit because I want to focus on that sound. I want to just play with some effects on this. So what I'm going to do is go to channel 6. I'll lower the filter even more. And I can hear the complete texture of this sound. Now, what I would love as well is play around with some effects. So I'm going to put some reverb on, stick it on reverb, then turn it on. I think I'm going to detune one of the oscillators so that it plays a bit of a harmony. Stick a little bit of delay on there as well, so delay, turn it on. Reverb. So I can go through all the different reverbs that there are, going up, early, reflection, space, riser, submarine, horror, whatever that is, hall. Let's go for a bit of a room. There's a little stuff in there, and then lower it a little bit, go to the delay, see what we have, mono delay, ping pong delay, High pass, tape. Yeah, tape might be nice. Let's go for tape. That's tape. So we get a little bit of that Richie Hawtin kind of like minus vibe. Listen to this. And the thing with these types of tracks is that you want to just like increase the adrenaline on it, right? So I'm going to lower this filter a little bit. Ah man, come on, what's not to like here? I love the fact that this synthesizer gets you there pretty fast. Now there's a sequencer on there as well. The one thing that I didn't like about this synthesizer is that sequence is only like 8 steps long. Now if you want to recreate 80s tracks, which you can do pretty neatly with this synthesizer, most of those sequences are 16 steps long. So that's a bit of a problem, which you can work around in terms of maybe having to switch different sort of like patterns, but you know what? It would have been easier if the sequencer was a little bit more advanced, I would say. What else can we do? Let's see, because I like the sound. At the same time, I think that the reverb is a little bit too in my face. Where's the delay, isn't it? Let's see, reverb there, delay. Yeah, the delay is a little bit too much. There you go. With depth, you can just like adjust how much you're actually hearing. Now, what we are going to do now is work a little bit with our drums. I love tracks that are simple. So one sound that I can have hidden in the background, but can scream in your face. Take the reso down a little bit. Shorten it. Shorten it even more. Yep, there you go. This is probably going to work wonders with my kick drum. Nice one. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Now I'm going to build up some more of a vibe. The Discord chat's going crazy already. I am thinking of the sound that I'm trying to make most of the time with synthesizers has to be either percussive or melodic at the same time. You know, it has to just like be those two things. So now I can smooth it out a little bit, but if I'm using too much of this delay, it's the percussive nature of the sound is going to be taken away a little bit, so you have to jam around with it. So when you go in and you introduce this sound, I'll probably not go overboard with the effects, right? So, cool. Okay, moving on. Now the thing is, this thing does what it does. It keeps going. Take out the kick, one, drum roll. Another loop goes back in now. So this is just all nice and going. Now I'm going to open up this little thing that I have right here and listen to what happens if I'm opening up this sound here. That's what I like about it. So it's very simple, but it does the trick. So you get like sounds pretty easily. You can just tweak whatever you want. Let's see if we can just go in and make the sound even crazier. Let's see what we have. Nice. A little bit of reverb. Let's add some of that multi in there. Ooh, nice. Nice. Ooh, you like that? Come on, man, what's not to like it? So this is what I love. The trick between producing tracks and just like making techno is that sometimes you would love to, work the robot and program the robot so that it does stuff for you. So it's a different approach as to just like playing complete musical parts. So I'm loving the fact that I can just like jam around with the filters, with the envelope to the LFO in this case. So obviously you just work around with your drums. Different shape. And the trick is also to layer and to listen to what is happening, what is going, how is it metabolizing. This drony kind of vibe, like, so let me turn this off. This is what I love about the Octatrack as well. In performance mode, the first 8 tracks are my audio tracks, obviously. So, gone, no sound. Back the sound back in, but then I'll just hit function and just like now, everything is in its memory. Breakdown. Nice. So the Octatrack is a strong performance tool. You can just do a lot of stuff. Can you imagine when you're DJing, you're only doing that with the left and the right turntable? Now you're actually just like got so much stuff under your fingers. Like I can already play around here. With the filter, open it up. Ah, there you go. So I'm loving the fact that once you start to build up that muscle memory, then you can do a lot of stuff. If you are going to think on to do a Dawless setup, obviously, yeah, maybe it's cool to just start with a few boxes and know them inside out. I'm not saying that I'm knowing them inside out, but it works for me. I mean, obviously, if I do this on a club sound system where I regularly play, it's kicking you in the butt, right? So you can go wherever you would like to go. Now, this sound in itself is nothing special. I can just go in to the MIDI and say, let's go up and playing around with the filter envelope, because there's a lot of stuff that you can do. This is the simplest of ways to get into synthesis as well, I would say. So I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the flow. You can get to different sounds pretty easily. Is there something to say about the Octatrack when it comes to MIDI? Yes, probably. Yes, because obviously this synth is polyphonic, so you can play different things with it if you would like, but it's very cumbersome to program them in. Basically, it means you have to just like play this note and now add different notes to it, to this sound, in order to play different notes that can do something else, you know what I mean? So you can just there you go, 7 notes down, 7 semitones. It always works. Okay. And 7 semitones up as well. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Just experiment with it. Let me just save this sound right, because otherwise, and then let me know in the comment section what you're using. What are you looking at? Are you currently thinking of upgrading your sort of like main hub, which you have built your setup around? I'm very keen to hear what is happening. Hang out also in the chat after this video. We're going to congregate and talk shop. That's how we do it most Fridays after the videos. If you're watching the premiere, if not, you must have missed out on that, but you know, don't be a stranger, come and check it out. Now the chat is connected to Discord, which means that the community through Patreon gets bridged over to Discord, and that's where we talk shop, we talk gas, we talk gear, we talk setup, we talk casing, we talk a lot of stuff basically. So in that sense, I'd like to welcome the new patrons to the channel. Thanks for supporting, and yeah, let me know what you think. The music you find on Bandcamp, which is where I stick a lot of unreleased stuff, if that's what you're into. And yeah, just don't be a stranger. And I guess that's that for today. So I'll see you next week, you know where, on another video. I'm Minilogue Kitchen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you. Peace.